welcome to Idiot Abroad.
Woo woo! It's our first episode.
Featuring Ben and Claire.
Good? I'm the Claire.
And I'm Ben.
And I'm the idiot.
And I'm the broad.
Yes. Queen! Okay. Well, if we're getting down to business, today's topic is diet.
And health. And
it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time.
So okay, wow, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So pretty much we're gonna be going over 8 different diets that are really popular today.
Yeah.
And we're gonna also go over where you can get your organic food.
Yes.
Or just any kind of, I guess, healthier.
We're going to be comparing and contrasting a little later and giving you some stories.
Yeah, some
but
dank
for
stories.
Now, we're going to set a nice little ground rule? A base, if you will. Not that type of base. A base, as in, we're going to tell you what the 8 most popular diets today are. And we're going to kind of like go through and explain them so you guys are knowledgeable and understand what we're talking about.
Yeah, and I think we're also going to go over like the difference between, I guess, being a vegetarian.
Yeah, that's going to come up.
And I don't know, what I'm like blanking right now. What do you call someone who eats meat?
A carnivore. It depends though. It depends like what type of like. Okay, let's just hop into it. Why not?
Okay,
so the most popular diet is the Mediterranean diet, which refers to Greeks and like Italians and stuff, and it involves like a lot of plant foods. So
is that vegetarian?
Fruit. You eat meat.
Okay.
You eat beans and like fruit for dessert usually.
That's not meat.
And like and like nuts and cereals and seeds. Yeah, sorry. It sounded weird. And like olive oil and like yogurts, which is very great.
I'm still not hearing the meat, Claire.
Hold on. You have up to about like I think the limit is like 4 eggs per week, which is so weird.
Okay, so if I have 4.5 eggs,
moderate amounts of meat and like poultry and fish.
But what if I have 4.5 eggs?
But small amounts of red meat. Yeah, then you're not a Mediterranean. I don't know what you are, but you're not that.
you're an atrocity. You're some kind of mistake.
You're
terrible. You're a terrible human being if you eat more.
Mediterranean diet is probably not relating to like most Americans living like in the South.
Well, I don't know, but all I know is if you eat more than 4
meat.
eggs a week, you're a bad human being.
Yeah, that's the message. The message is if you eat more than 4 eggs per week, then you're terrible.
You're kind of weird if you're eating 4 eggs. Yeah. More than 4 eggs. That's pretty extensive. That's a lot of eggs.
But like most Americans don't have small amounts of red meat. They have lots. Like large amounts of red meat.
It's all about that barbecue.
I don't know if that's necessarily considered Mediterranean. Mediterranean's very like modern and very European.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah. Because they have like moderate amounts of wine too. Except, well, they probably have more wine than
so
Americans.
like you're getting drunk while you're dieting.
Yeah, bro.
That sounds good. That sounds like a diet I want to go on.
Another diet that's pretty popular is the Atkins Diet, which means you pretty much eat like no carbs and you eat meat for your like you mainly are eating protein, which means that you're eating a bunch of
That's
meat.
Good. That's good. I like protein.
That's I think for like athletes and
yeah, definitely if you're doing
lot of people,
if you're doing sports.
Yeah, a lot of people who like I don't know, do that.
They need that energy because I know when I work out after, like what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to eat protein.
Yeah.
Because it's recovering your energy. It's like it's just a natural, I guess, part of your diet that you need.
If you're working out, go have protein after because that's good. And a little tip, I'm sorry, I'm popping the mic. A little tip is when you wake up in the morning, you should be eating something that has protein in it.
Yeah.
Within the first 30 minutes of waking up, because that means your metabolism is like set for the day. And then if you eat, like later on in the day without having breakfast, then it's
gonna
like
slow down.
Really difficult to. If you're like trying to lose weight, that's not going to work for you. You have to have breakfast.
Exactly.
And it has to be something not dumb.
If you're not eating enough, and you're not having the I guess the perfect amount of vitamins for
Yeah.
your body, your metabolism is gonna slow down, and it's just gonna adapt to your body not receiving that enough energy, and it's just gonna actually do the opposite of a diet. I guess it's gonna actually
sometimes you can even gain weight.
If you don't do it right,
which is not good if that's what you're going for.
No, we don't want that.
You don't want that.
I spilled water.
You did?
Oh!
Oh no! That's my water.
Oh, okay.
Drinking the last bits of it.
All right, that was...
Oh yeah, so another diet besides Mediterranean and Atkins diet is the zone diet. This is like specifically for weight loss, and it's like if each meal you have like on your plate, if you're imagining this as like a circle, like a circular plate, 40%, if you're like cutting this into like little pie fractions, 40% of your plate should be carbohydrates, so that can be like potatoes or pasta or something like that. And then 30% of your plate is like fats, so you can have like obviously not chips because that's
but like nuts, for example. But like nuts peanuts,
or oil,
almonds, or
exactly. I mean, not 30% of your plate just filled with oil.
No, but obviously
avocado, that's good fat.
You want to keep everything in ratio of what you're eating. Exactly.
And then and like anything with like dairy products in it usually have fat. And also just another wait, let me just finish this. And then the other 30%, you have 30% protein on your plate, so that can be chicken or meat or fish or beans.
I guess nuts would also give you.
Yeah,
so,
that would
so
also
getting,
that would be two in
yeah, it's 2 in 1. You know, you're getting your protein.
You just have to have 60% of your plate of nuts, and then 40% potatoes, and there's your meal.
It's all within ratio, so you keep it healthy and you keep it sustainable, because you don't want to be eating just one food. You know what I mean?
The zone diet's a little sketchy because it doesn't really say anything about like vegetables and fruits and like greens.
You don't need that. You don't need
that.
What is the pyramid? You don't need that stuff.
Screw the pyramid. 40 30 30. That's how you can remember the zone diet. 40 30 30. But the thing that is also a little weird about this, I was going to say the tip of the day. Another tip of the day. There's going to be many
we're doing
of these.
This tip of the day.
The tip of the day. If you're thinking about if you're looking at like labels and stuff, if it says anything like low sodium or like reduced sodium, like they've taken away sodium, that's taking away something from a natural product. I'm not talking about when you're buying packaged chips or something. I'm talking about when you're like buying milk, for example, or if you're buying yogurt, especially. People always seem to think that when you buy products that say fat on them, you're gonna get fat, and that's not the case. You want the real good fat and the natural fat from like milk and yogurt.
Exactly, and it's like that you can tell because there's a difference between fat and trans fat. Trans fat is what you want to reduce. You don't want high amounts of trans fat, but you also don't want like
but trans fat is not what you find in Whole Foods.
Exactly.
So that's my point. If you're buying something like milk, or if you're buying something like especially with dairy, if it says low fat on it, chances are that's probably not good for your body.
They're probably replacing it with something else.
Yeah, just like when things say no sugar.
Exactly. Like if you're buying Coke, for example, obviously we're talking about difference between, like packaged products and then like actual diet. Yeah, exactly. And like obviously Coke is totally different, but you know how they say 0 calories?
Exactly.
It's because they're replacing the sugar
with a whole bunch of other
chemicals and crap like that you don't want your body to take in. So odds are, if they're reducing a natural element or natural
it's just for branding.
Exactly.
Trying to like
probably just for branding.
Suck you in.
Exactly. And what you want is natural products, not products that are altered and changed to fit the marketing, exactly.
I guess. So besides the zone diet, we have like Weight Watchers diet and the South Beach diet. Ooh. And these are like, again, for pretty much like losing weight. That's the main reason. Weight Watchers is like pre-planned recipes and meals and for losing weight, so you don't have to like think about what you're gonna like create out of thin air. You get like recipes and you get stuff for you. And
wait, does it get like, is it one of those things that like it gets sent to you? Like they send you in the mail, and you get the guy's like, "Here's your lunch," and you're like, "Wow, thanks. I've been waiting."
Well, there are services that do that.
I've been waiting 7 days for this. Like,
Blue Apron, sponsor us, please. Blue Apron, please. No, a whole bunch of podcasts are sponsored by Blue Apron, because Blue Apron and Nature Box also. Nature Box is like snacks, but Blue Apron actually sends you food.
Yeah,
it's pretty much like food, like in an Uber, but they send you like whole foods, and you like chop it up and like make food yourself.
Didn't you make a YouTube video about the snacks?
About Nature Box, I did.
Yeah.
Hit me up, www.youtube.com/ClaireCoconuts. ClaireCoanutz.
Anyways,
thank you very much.
Back to the podcast.
Yeah. So that's what the Weight Watchers diet is. But the South Beach diet is like, it's like you have different phases of it, and it's mainly like whole foods. I think a lot of other people call this like the SoCal diet. I don't know why, but I don't know. That's just something that they do. What?
I don't know. I was just looking at the notes.
Okay. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So it's like filled with a whole bunch of whole foods, and then you have high in lean proteins, and then you have like vibrant veggies and like, you know, cucumbers and
green veggies.
And
green veggies are what you need. You need the green veggies.
Healthy fats and energizing fruits.
Ooh.
And whole grains. So
yeah,
none of that Wonder Bread stuff happening in here.
No, there's definitely a massive difference between whole wheat and white bread.
Yeah.
Because whole wheat, you're getting everything.
Yeah, you're getting like flax seeds in there and stuff.
All that good stuff.
All that goody gum drop
all that
stuff.
good stuff.
And another diet, our number 6, raw food diet.
Oh.
Nothing animal based whatsoever.
Okay, I was gonna be like, oh, you're gonna go like sashimi on me, and like we're like talking about just like eating raw meat.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you just have like raw chicken. I don't know.
I love salmonella.
Yeah, let me swallow this egg whole, and then it comes right back up.
What the heck?
But yeah, the raw food diet is like nothing animal based, so like no eggs, no honey.
So we're looking at a vegan diet, right?
Yeah, except the difference between a vegan diet is that raw food diet is nothing processed either. So you can't. So pretty much,
can't have tofu.
You would have to be like a really great chef to be able to do that, because you'd have to make everything by yourself. Everything's completely plant-based and ideally organic. And any foods or drinks which aren't processed, you can't consume in this diet, which is really tough.
So like everything's like made from your hand. Well, not necessarily.
You have to be able to like grow it in your garden. That's like a lot of commitment.
So we're talking like, if your food is flown over because you want some tropical fruit or something like that, you can't have it unless you grow it in your backyard.
You can have. I'm pretty sure you can have. I mean, other people are like flexible. It depends what person you're talking to. But the actual definition of a raw food diet is that you can't have
those vegans.
Yeah. And then our last two are vegan and vegetarian. So vegan is similar to the raw food diet, except you are allowed to have processed foods as long as there's no dairy in it. So you don't eat any meat. You don't eat any eggs, because that's also technically an animal product, and you don't eat any dairy because it all comes from animals. And you can't have honey because
I have a question.
Bees are animals.
So vegans are against, I guess, like the abuse of animals and stuff like that.
Yeah, many people become vegans for moral reasons.
So what if you like raise your own cow? What if you raise your own cow and then get it to milk itself?
Then you would be doing a raw food diet. Oh, I guess. Okay. No, because you're not allowed dairy. Never mind. I don't know. That would just be you being weird and wanting to have a cow.
I think we'll get into like morals of the differences of diets later.
Yeah, it depends why people have diets. Do they want to lose weight? Is it because their friends want to do it? Is it because they're forced to? Like they live under a household where like that happens and you just kind of are raised that way, or is it for moral reasons, or it could even be for like
environmental
health
as well,
reasons, and environmental reasons, and health reasons, like if you're dairy makes you have the
and you just don't want the you just don't want the you don't want the runs. You're in your IB exams and you're on your last one and you just don't want to get up and take a
Who wants the shits when you're taking an exam? Let's be real. And then the last but not least, the vegetarian diet. No meat, no fish, but you're allowed dairy. That's the difference. Some vegetarians have eggs and don't have eggs. That's like a borderline kind of thing, but that's not fully vegan because you'd have to get rid of all dairy anyway. But those are the top eight.
Was that 8?
Yeah, that was 8.
That was 8? Wow,
that was 8.
That's quite a bit for 8. That's quite
a
bit.
The Atkins diet, the Zone diet, vegetarian, vegan, Weight Watchers, South Beach diet, raw food diet, and Mediterranean diet.
Okay.
All 8. And in case anybody was wondering, we got these like descriptions and stuff from medicalnewstoday.com, an article written by the lovely Christian Nordqvist.
Thank you, Christian Nordqvist.
Nordqvist. It's like Nordqvist.
Nordqvist?
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't know where that's from. I feel like it's Russian or something.
I have no idea. Let's just not get into ethical.
Yeah, so now we're going to give you... Ben, what do you have for us?
Oh, for me? Okay, so, I have some... I did some research, and I actually have some places that look
Ben, I'm going to need you to speak into the mic.
Oh, I'm very sorry.
While you read it?
I'm sorry. I'm trying my best over here.
I know.
Looking to my right with the laptop.
Look into my eye and see your destiny.
No, thank you. Do you mind, Claire? I'm
sorry,
I'm
Disneyland, man.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I know.
Gets to me.
Disney fan freak. Okay. Okay, so first we have Back to Nature, and
these are some, just to preface, these are some brands that are
organic. They're organic, they're healthy,
and they're good options in case y'all at home listening are struggling to find good snacks. Like we mentioned Nature Box earlier. I would recommend Nature Box because it's really good for you. We just had a visitor come into the door, but that's okay. They're leaving now. Yeah.
So pretty much they have.
These are some healthy options for you guys if you're trying to figure out what brand means what and why is everything so confusing when I'm grocery shopping.
And because we're located in Vancouver, a lot of these shops. Yeah.
Sorry.
A lot of these shops, either you're gonna have to order online, or if you live in Vancouver or around there.
Yeah, but you can also. Some of these brands are the same, but I will tell you that just to what was I even trying to get at?
I don't know.
I know that a lot of you are American listening to this. So we can't exactly help you there because we are not familiar with your food groups, but I'm pretty sure you have the same sort of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of these places are single location places because they're small businesses or they deal with online shipping.
Yeah.
Which you can always work with. But I'm sure, you can always Google organic foods locally or any specific shops, gluten-free, dairy-free, any of that stuff, if you ever want to, because I went online, I did the research just locally, and it comes up with a bunch of stuff, and comes up with stuff that are local shops as well. Like a lot of your big supermarkets also have organic foods. Yeah. And gluten-free foods.
And you can never go wrong with farmers markets.
Yeah,
too.
Exactly. Yeah, farmers markets, they're a great place.
Stock up on those Whole Foods. Well, don't stock because they'll probably rot. Stock up to a point where it's not.
Just don't hoard your food, okay? Just don't.
Don't be hoarders.
Yeah, buy your food, but make sure you eat it.
Yeah.
So
don't waste them.
Yeah, exactly. So Back to Nature, they have cereal, cookies, crackers, trail mix, that kind of stuff. But they also do juices and soups. In this place, you specifically you shop online. So the website for it is www.backtonaturefoods.com. And you just go on their website, you look at their products, it's all online. I looked at the website and it's really easy to use, really user friendly, and the shipping looks to be pretty much fine. It's
yay technology.
Yeah, yay technology. 21st century, we can ship things. Yay.
Amazon Prime.
Second one, we actually have Ben & Jerry's Organics.
Yeah, this was surprising to me.
This was actually really surprising.
Ever have wanted to go to Ben & Jerry's just because, like, looking at it, it's like, why do they have, like, all these crazy colors?
Yeah, but they were talking about how they don't use like, you have the option. Obviously, there's Ben & Jerry's that's just you can buy, but they also have organics apparently, and there's no GMOs. They tell you about what they feed their cows and everything. A lot of it is corn, soy, natural products. All their stuff, I guess, obviously for organics, is organic. And I mean, you can always, I'm sure if there's a
cows should be eating grass, but it's good corn.
It's good corn. It's good soy.
It's like, I don't know. I feel like it's like on the fence, depending on.
Yeah, definitely, like, because it with ice cream.
Because they definitely do use food coloring, because like if you've seen like their bubblegum flavor, like stuff like that, like it's not blue, and like mint chip is not green.
No,
it's, like,
I know,
white.
But not
it's
like
supposed to be white.
You don't have to have, like, they may not have organic.
It's not
mint chocolate. They might have like organic strawberry flavor. You know what I mean? Or like organic vanilla flavor, something like that. You know, you don't have to have like the crazy like party flavor, you know, like birthday party with sprinkle flavor. Like, you're not gonna have that. Yeah, exactly. And then lastly, we also have lastly we have Bolthouse Farms, and
repeat that one more time for me.
Bolthouse Farms.
How do you spell that?
BOLTHOUSE.
Congrats.
Thank you. We have Bolthouse Farms, and I also looked on the website for that. It looks like an amazing website. They sell organics. It looks really fun. They have
it looks really fun.
It seriously looks fun. Like, the stuff they have on there is like really awesome. I think, like, they have smoothies and drinks and kid snacks as well.
They have recipes or like how to make stuff. Or
no. Like, they sell drinks and smoothies.
Oh,
like,
sweet.
They'll sell it, and it's all organic. They also promote like vitamins and stuff like that. So like you can get smoothies with extra vitamin C or extra vitamin B or A. You can get things with added protein. So it looks like it's a really healthy option, I guess, if you're looking for specific drinks. And actually, they sell them at IGA, Costco, and Whole Foods. So if there's
Costco is in America.
I know,
and Whole Foods too.
Whole Foods as well. They're those ones.
I don't know about every state.
I think,
but California they do.
Yeah, I think IGA is only in Canada.
I think so.
But yeah, I think so. But I know that Costco and Whole Foods, they have that like all over the place, and they might be a bit harder to find because it is a smaller company, obviously. But I mean, if they're in Costco and Whole Foods, then they should be doing decent. And they also have a vegan option as well. So if you're taking that extra step, instead of just being organic, you also have an option for vegan, and they have tabs on their website where you just select what you want and how much of it. So you have everything for the fam. You got smoothies. You got
for the fam.
Yeah, the whole fam. You got smoothies. You got drinks. You got kids snacks. You got all that. You got kids. You can spoil them with their dried fruit drop things or whatever.
And if I might add one onto this, Udis or Udis, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's UDIS. That is another really good gluten-free like vegan option for stuff. You can get muffins, you can get bread, and they come in these like cute little packages, and they're like little tiny pieces of toast, but they're sold at Whole Foods as far as I'm concerned, and Choices, which I know is only like a BC thing, I'm pretty sure.
Are those like those little like pieces of toast with like the grains in them and the
there's different options.
The raisins in
there's
them. There's
different options for sure.
Those things are pretty good.
For sure. And popping the mic.
Triggered.
Pop and lock. Okay. Well, now that we've given you all this information and wonderful knowledge,
well, I think should we go over stories?
We're gonna go into a nice thing called story time.
Story time
with Ben and Claire. Welcome to story time.
Welcome, everyone.
We just said that about 10 seconds ago. But, yeah, so I'm going to start off with a story because we're talking about diet and we're talking about food and snacks and vegetarians.
Okay.
So I recently was in Los Angeles, California, American States.
That's Los Angeles for those people who actually want to understand what you're saying.
Ben coming in with the definitions.
I'm actually the translator
here.
Do you mind?
Yeah, so I was in LA, and I don't know if any of you are familiar with the school Upright Citizens Brigade, but I was taking some improv classes there. And we were, you know, like, actually, like, doing our performance, not, like, taking classes. We were actually, like, doing our performance. And the way that our show ran for this improv thing is we would have all of our friends and family, like, in the audience, and everyone was listening. And we would say, hi, we are the blah, blah, blah. Like, our team name was called Tony's Offspring because it was our coach, and we thought it was funny. And we're like, hey, our name is Tony Offspring, and we are here to do some long-form improv for you. Can we please have a one-word suggestion? And someone from the audience said piano. So I started talking, and I did a monologue, and then we did 3 short scenes off of that, and then someone else did a monologue, and then we did 3 short scenes off of that. And then the last one, my friend steps out, and he says, the point of improv, oh my god, I keep popping the mic, I can hear it. The point of improv is, like, that there's always, like, an A to C on something. So we were talking about pianos, but then it eventually kind of went into grandma, and then it eventually went into chicken. And my friend was like, this reminds me of a time, he had his monologue time, and he was like, this reminds me of a time where, we would have, in my childhood home or whatever, I don't know how many siblings he had, but he had a bunch. And he was like, my dad used to, like, make me, like, cut chickens. Cause they,
wait, you mean, like, they
had their own farm.
Okay, so they had their own farm, and, like,
they raised their own chickens.
So she would, like, butcher the
well, his dad.
Morning, honey. You just want to go back, like, Sunday chores.
Pretty much.
Clean your room.
He never wanted to do it too. He told me. He said he was like 8 years old, and his dad made him, like, watch him slice a chicken's throat.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You just kind of like, hey, bucko, good morning. It's Sunday morning. Time to do your chores. Like, okay, go clean your room.
Yeah.
Go wash the dishes and go slaughter the chickens in the bar. Like, okay, Dad. Like, looking forward to that.
Problem,
like,
Dad.
Comes back like all bloody. I did it, Dad.
No, and he would have to do these chores, and one of them was
slaughter chickens. Like,
when
Jesus Christ.
Little Timmy's time was time to die, they would cut little Timmy's throat, and they would, like,
yeah, they're just like, come on, Timmy, come here, and then just slit his throat, just like, Tim, end him, like.
But they would, if we're using the name Little Timmy now for this chicken,
all right,
one time
Rest
he
in
would
peace,
have to, like,
Timmy.
step on the chicken and, like, cut
oh
it.
my god, that's okay. No, you know what, like, vegetarians and vegans always talk about how they're, like, morally better humans because they don't abuse chicken, and this kid's, like, going to chickens and stomping on them,
but he didn't want to.
Slitting in their throat.
And, like, you know what the weird thing was? Because you're talking about vegetarians and vegans, in his story, he starts saying, we had to, cut. He was explaining. He's like, we had to, like, cut the throat and, like, step on his throat.
Meanwhile,
and, like,
claiming he's a vegan.
Yes, he did, but not vegan. He's like, we had to, like, cut the chickens like this because, we raise our own chickens and we're vegetarians, And I'm like, wait, what?
Wait, do they eat it or do they sell the chickens?
Well, vegetarians don't eat meat. That's why I was so confused. He's a vegetarian now. I know that 100%. He was born and raised a vegetarian, but he had chicken. I don't get it.
That's really weird. Like, okay, no, but, like, if he didn't want to kill the chicken, like, just say no. Like Claire, ask me to go slaughter some chickens.
Hey Ben, you want to go check on little Timmy back there and slaughter some chickens?
No. Like, there we go.
Well, yeah, you probably could have done that, but, like, when you're, like, you have parents and, like, they make you do things.
Yeah,
like,
but my parents don't ask me to slaughter chickens. Like, let me just kill a living being. There's one thing to go like, oh, cut the grass. Yeah, it's living. Okay, no, you're slaughtering like a living.
Wait, you cut the grass?
Like mow the lawn.
Do you even have grass?
Yeah, I have a backyard.
You do?
Yeah, I do. Why?
I just thought you didn't. No, I don't remember.
No, I have a back lawn.
Oh, anyway, I thought it was the weirdest thing because we were talking earlier about
slaughtering little Timmys.
We were talking about how why people are vegetarians for what reason, and apparently this guy was born and raised a vegetarian.
He has no soul. He just slaughters at will.
Well, apparently his definition of a vegetarian is growing your own or raising your own meat and then eating it.
So that's
just called Amish, I'm pretty sure.
No, but it's different. It's different.
Farm life, I think that's titled.
I can raise a chicken, then slaughter it and abuse it. And I'm still someone who slaughters and abuses chickens. I can't just say, oh, because I did it myself.
I think his dad is the one to blame.
I didn't let someone else do it to my food. I did it to my food, so it doesn't count. Like that.
I don't know. They did it for their family, I guess.
Yeah, because they need to survive with those chickens.
Yeah, with all 12 of their children, or how many, I don't know. Yeah, so that's my story. I just thought that was funny, and I should share that. That's your story? Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't really have a story about vegetarians or about people who eat meat, but I have a story about mystery meats.
Oh no.
And well, I'm not vegetarian or vegan. I love meat to a certain extent.
You wouldn't cut a throat for it.
No, I wouldn't slit little Timmy's throat to eat his meat. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't drain his blood and bathe it. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's how you eat chickens. That's just someone else is doing it for you.
I know, but that's why I let them do it, because I don't want to.
But you're still okay with eating stuff that is.
Well, I think your friend has I guess there's a difference between doing it yourself, as much as we make fun of it, him slaughtering a chicken, definitely when you go to the store, you don't go to the aisle and be like, oh, I'm just gonna.
A lot of people don't think about it.
Yeah, they don't.
How did this
yeah, exactly. They don't think oh yeah, this was raised in a. Yeah, exactly. It's oh, this doesn't grow out of the ground and isn't just picked. It's grown in a cage, kept there for the rest of its life, fed
most of the time, yeah.
And then beaten and slaughtered on the spot, or hung upside down and its blood is drained from its throat. That's what actually happens in these slaughterhouses, and people don't go to the store and have prior thinking about this. They don't be like, I think I'm gonna get an abused slaughtered cow today.
What should we have for dinner tonight, honey?
Oh, I know, abused slaughtered meat. No one thinks
sounds
about
good.
that. Yeah,
actually,
exactly.
I'm really feeling some slaughtered overweight pigs.
Yeah, exactly, right? Or some piglets that have been thrown and stomped on the ground. No one thinks about those things because it's so manufactured.
Just nobody thinks really about mystery meats.
Exactly. Yeah, mystery meats. I'll get back to that, but I guess this whole thing of this whole notion about where we get our products is exactly the same with all our clothing brands. Know, all our clothing brands that we just go to stores, we say, oh yeah, this is $100, we'll buy it. It's $50, $20.
Yeah, nobody goes in.
Yeah,
being
no one goes
I want a little Asian child.
Yeah, right. I want minimal, 2-cent wages. From
third world
countries that are abused by first world companies that capitalists rule. No one thinks about that before going to buy their clothes. They say, oh wow, this looks nice. It's just there.
They say, how is this
it's too
gonna
easy.
Get me?
It's too easy for us because it's just we're there,
yeah,
and no one thinks about it. And that's, I guess, the difference between some vegetarians and people who eat meat. But I think we went off track quite a bit there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reel us
mystery meat.
Yeah, I'm gonna reel us back into the mystery meat. So I've been to parts of Asia before.
Really?
Yeah, I have actually.
Wait, are you Asian?
Yeah, I'm half Asian.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Okay, anyways. I went to Beijing, and so we went to this restaurant before we left. And at that point, we were given, I guess, like different platters of meat. Like, I didn't know everything there because a lot of it was new to me, or at least different cuts of meat. I mean, I've tried some weird stuff. I've tried like squab head and like.
Have you ever tried like the nutsack kind of stuff, or have you tried like the whale's penis or something like that?
We're gonna get to that, Claire.
Oh my God, no way.
So I'm eating away, and I like add like whatever dish is there, like that's
okay.
not relevant, and then the soup comes out. I'm like, oh, okay, like soup, we've been having
gobble,
whatever
gobble.
this, yeah, gobble gobble, right? And the soup served, and I'm like, okay, like what is this? Like it tastes pretty good, right? And then I'm getting to these like bean shaped like things. I'm like, oh, okay, it's kind of weird, but like I'll try it. So I eat it, and I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. So I have another. I'm like, okay, it's kind of weird. Like I don't like it anymore. And I go to my like cousin who like lives in Beijing, and I'm like, yo, what is this? And he's like explaining to me, but like really on the like down low, that they're like chicken testicles. What? And I'm like, oh, what? Okay, yeah. I was eating
little Timmy's testicles.
I was eating little Timmy's mutilated like testicles, and they had been served in soup. And I was eating that, and I didn't know, and like, it was pretty cringeworthy. Like I was like, oh, okay, this is when I just stop, and my dinner's been spoiled. Like, I'm down to try new things, but like, I'm not down for like Rocky Mountain oysters or like chicken testicles.
Have you ever had oysters? Like sucked it all the way, like, and then like swallowed it?
Yeah, sucked all the way. No, I haven't. I have never had oysters.
Yeah, neither have I.
I don't know. I'm not a massive fan on seafood.
Yeah,
I'm not a massive fan on seafood. I'm like okay with seafood, but like I don't like seafood. Like I won't go out of my way to get seafood. That's the thing.
Okay.
But yeah, like I had these chicken testicles, and I was like, okay, this is when I need to stop, and that is my story of my mystery meat. I think
Tistin checticles.
Yeah, I know my Timmy testicles. My TTs. But yeah, I'm surprised that didn't turn me vegetarian or anything, because I love my meat. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my meat, but
I hope you do.
Okay, let's keep this like PG-13. PG-13.
PG. Nah, they'll learn about it someday.
Yeah, exactly.
Better from us than a trustworthy adult.
Then like an adult that comes by is like, hey kid, you want to hear about like
want to hear about chicken test? Oh my God, I can't even tell a joke.
Just call it. Yeah, you ruined the punchline.
I'm so goddamn sorry.
Yeah, you should be.
Okay, well, yeah, that was story time with Ben and Claire, and our next segment before we leave. It's not the last one. It's called Where Do You Stand?
Okay, yeah. So we're pretty much going to be going over what part of this, I guess.
What diets
which
we
side?
have.
Yeah,
Where
what diets we have.
What's our
what do
stand
we
point?
think? So yeah, we'll see you very soon.
That was our A-list music production. Yeah, I made that. It's.
Just be proud of her, okay?
Yeah, just be proud,
just
okay?
Be proud of her. Let her have
I'm not a musician. Technically I am, because I know how to play instruments, but like.
Just don't like put that in your resume, so they don't
judge me.
They don't have high expectations.
Exactly.
Right? Like keep the bar low.
Yeah.
So like
Please
when you do go
keep
over
the bar
it.
low.
It'll be like, wow, she can really perform.
Well, this is Where Do You Stand? So, Benjamin, I know we've both kind of talked a little bit. It's hard to say stuff like unbiasedly already, but this is now the portion of the show where we tell you our opinion on the topic of the day. So we've been talking about diet, and I am just going to say, because I have not said this, which is usually I preface myself when I meet new people. Hi, my name's Claire Margaret Corlett, and I'm a vegetarian. I just thought you would know.
I think that's a vegan thing to do. Like, hi.
It is. Hi, I'm a vegan.
My name's Benjamin Gleckman. Oh, did I mention I was a vegan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm better than you.
Exactly. Hair flip. I am a vegetarian though. And I became a vegetarian for moral reasons. I've always kind of never liked seeing animals being abused. I mean,
what do you mean? What do you mean? Don't you just love seeing little Timmy get his throat slit?
No. That's actually why I thought that story was really weird. I was like, okay, I don't know how that really resulted from the word piano. I don't know how that happened, but whatever, it happened. It's improv. Things move quickly. Yeah, I became a vegetarian on October 1st of 2015. 2015. So I only have what is this? August? Well, we're recording in August.
This is like what, August 26th.
The end of August. So I only have like September, like one more ish month.
And then you can have your anniversary with a cow. You can go to the barn and be like, guess what? I didn't eat any of
Now it's time to chow down.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Kill a cow.
Bring your friend with his like knife and be like.
Anyway, so yeah, I became a vegetarian in October. I'm really loving it. Me and my mom are having a good time. We're both vegetarians. We're cooking some cool meals at home. My brother is not a vegetarian, but he eats mainly that when he's home, but he goes to university, so he's not home all the time. And my dad's not home all the time either, but when he is, obviously we all eat together. We don't like just put meat on their plates, although we did that one time. Anyway, I believe it from a moral standpoint, and also just because I watched the documentary, which I highly recommend watching. I think it's still on Netflix. It's on the Canadian Netflix anyway. It's called Cowspiracy. Please watch that. Wow,
that's a really creative name.
I know. I actually really enjoy it.
Cowspiracy. Is it a sequel? Cowception?
No, there's no secondary movie.
That's a bit disappointing.
I know. I would have loved a second one. It would have just pushed my point further. But it's all about like the environmental reasons, and that's a huge reason why I actually took the second to say, you know what, I'm starting tomorrow.
So was it more environmental, or
it was all about the environment? It was talked about the abuse, obviously, but everyone knows that because like they watch Food Inc. and like Food Inc. didn't really work on that many people, but now Cowspiracy is a new thing to be like, hey, it's not just about like cows being abused, it's kind of about not having enough space in the world, and it talks about like grass-fed stuff and how if you had grass-fed not chickens, like cows and pigs and stuff, like they would have to roam, and like there wouldn't be enough room.
You also have to think about the carbon emission as well with the livestock.
Yes, it's methane.
Yeah, exactly, methane and methane gas, and like I mean that's not just from cows farting, but just because there's more living beings and having to.
It's from pigs.
Yeah, exactly, all that stuff, and having to like. Keep up with the mandatory like food that you need to feed them, obviously, as well.
And the reason why I'm not a vegan, which a lot of people ask me, is because until I like move out, I really can't like stop the whole dairy thing, because mainly it's just cheese. I mean,
no, she likes ice cream too, don't lie.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I love ice cream, I really do. But like milk, I've totally gone without. Like it comes back every once in a while, but it makes me constipated.
That's good to know.
It's the opposite of the
That's good to know. Podcast Idiot and Abroad, where you learn about Claire being constipated from milk.
Yeah, man. It's just it goes either or. It's like constipation or
I mean,
runs.
like humans' digestive system they're not supposed to consume.
Guys, we're
too
not
much
supposed
milk.
to be drinking white baby formula for another animal. Do you know how weird that is? Do cows drink out of our nipples? Well, maybe in a viral video, but no.
I don't think that's normal.
They don't eat it with their grass.
I don't know. Hey,
with their Lucky Charms grass.
Yeah, like Lucky Charm grass with like breast milk. Yummy. Your nutritious breakfast.
Yeah. That's the reason, is because I can't, like in my family household, we just kind of have cheese all the time, that it's like.
So then like what happens?
Like it's cooked within stuff sometimes.
So like I have no problem with someone being vegan or vegetarian, but like well, I mean, I'm still talking to you, still doing this, so
bye.
But I do have a problem with someone like pushing their beliefs and their thoughts on other people. Like,
yeah,
not like, I have no problem with someone being like, oh, you should try being vegetarian, here's some reasons, and then if I say no, I say no. If I say sure, I say sure. That's like, whatever, that's cool.
Yeah.
But when someone's like, oh yeah, you're like, you're not as good of a person, or like, oh, you're harming the environment, like, you know what I mean, there's like trying to shame you or guilt you.
I don't do the like individual roasting on like, somebody for having a choice like that, but I do preach it a lot, which some people find annoying, but I don't really think I'm not gonna do that.
There's a difference.
I think it's right, and it's like, I'm just saying my opinion.
There's a difference between like trying to enlighten people and then trying to push people to do what you think is right.
If you're, I'm not like saying people are like negative for not having meat. I just hate you, you know? No, but like, okay. I'm not like trying to like, I am kind of trying to push people to do it, because if I think that they can do it, in term, it's better for them and it's better for the environment.
But I mean, if they have their own belief and they say no, then that's perfectly fine.
There's nothing I can do about somebody.
Yeah, there's no problem with you asking
says,
them.
I'm never gonna give up a hamburger.
Yeah, right? Oh my god.
Like, I can't really do anything about those situations. I just kind of like, flip my hair and walk out of the room. But
be like, okay, bitch.
Yeah, bye, bitch. Yeah, that's like my standpoint. That's where I stand.
Oh wow, okay. Well, you can stand over in that corner.
Ben, I think. Oh, thank you. I think that you're.
No, face the wall.
Having a. I think that you're a Mediterranean diet. If I'm.
Around there.
Or do you have more than 4 eggs a day?
No. Surprisingly, I don't have more than 4 eggs a day.
Or a week.
Or a week. Sorry, a week. A day. Jesus Christ.
What?
The Mediterranean. I'm just trying to think. Like,
Would you ever go on?
I don't eat like a lot of European food. I guess I don't even consider like olive oil European.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't.
It belongs to the Greeks.
I know. I won't see like Mediterranean diet. I don't even like go on specific diets.
Have you? Oh yeah, that's a question I have for you. Have you ever been on a diet, like, to lose weight?
There was this one diet where you drink. Don't
like a juice cleanse.
Kind of. It's like you take lemon water, and you put a tiny bit of honey, and you put paprika in it. Mm-hmm. And you mix it together, and you have that once every morning, and it boosts your metabolism. Supposedly, boosts your metabolism.
That's cool.
Yeah, like it was actually not that bad. Like, some people like, oh, ew, lemons and paprika. Like, what the is wrong with you? But it actually wasn't that bad. It was like spicy, but it was a good kind of spice. And yeah, it was like, I guess over time I just kind of like got lazy and fell off that after a couple months.
Yeah.
But I've never
there's
really
like supplements that I like have supposed to be taking like every day, but like,
Claire, have you had your meds?
No.
But yeah, like I don't diet, like go on specific diets very, very much. I mean, like, obviously, like I think I go through phases, I guess. Like, I'm guilty of like starting a diet and then like leaving it after half a month.
But what do you do when you start a diet?
When
Are
I
you
do
like,
start,
I'm not gonna have any?
No, yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna have. Like, it's mainly just eating healthier. It's not necessarily saying I'm gonna eat this, and this, but I'll go out of my way to like try and get a bit of extra protein after a workout. I'll try and make sure to remind myself, like, oh, okay, I'll have like, water instead of orange juice, or water instead of a pop, you know what I mean? Or like, oh, do I really need chips? Like, oh, I'll have some like a snack on like some celery or something. Yeah,
the question I always find myself that I have to keep reminding myself every day is like, am I really hungry right now?
I'm like, do I need this?
Yeah,
or do I want
pick
this?
Up stuff and like just start munching away. And
no, because it's really easy. It's really easy to just
like, oh, I'm coming home from school, and then I'm like, oh,
and those those bags of chips, 50%
lying out there.
Yeah, 50% chip, 50% air. Like,
Yeah.
But me personally, I don't go on specific diets. I'm not vegetarian. I'm not vegan. I like my meat.
Yes, we've established this.
I really like my meat. Yeah, and like I was talking about before, I am aware of the stuff that goes on in slaughterhouses and the abuse of animals.
But you would not slit little Timmy's throat.
But I personally would not slit little Timmy's throat. I've beaten a fish to death.
What?
I've beaten fish to death.
What?
Yeah.
Wait.
Well, what do you
think?
When? What do you think when you go fishing? You just let it flop around?
No, but...
You let it bleed out? No, you just knock it till it's dead.
Oh my god! Wait, I don't even remember. Okay, I caught a fish, alright?
Yeah.
Oh, we let it go.
Oh yeah, okay. No, they're...
At Bamfield.
Okay. I used to go fishing. Okay. I murdered 14 fish in one day.
Oh my god, what?
I was just really, really lucky when I went fishing one day, and we were by my mom's friend's cabin at Alexa Lake, I think. Yeah, something like that.
Oh my god.
Or no, sorry, near Williams Lake. Yeah, on Alexa Lake. And we went fishing one day, and there was we caught 14 fish. And
how big were they? Like
they were trout, I think. Trout.
Oh my god, those fish are...
They're not... No,
yeah, they have meat on them.
Yeah, they have decent meat.
Like you actually keep them.
Yeah, you don't just let them go. They're not just dinky winky
God,
fish.
Ben.
Yeah, no.
You murderer.
I'm not going around slitting. Actually, well, I'll talk about the next one.
What?
Maybe I'm not so. Maybe I'm not so innocent in all this. The grand scheme of things, but
I wouldn't slit little Timmy's throat, but I would murder that goddamn fish.
It's actually beat it till it's dead.
So what do you do? You punch it or do you smack it on the ground?
No, there's I'm not that barbaric. I use a bat. No, I'm serious. There's a little bat that we take. There's a little mallet bat, and you hold the fish down by the torso, and you hold it to the middle so its head is flopping and its tail is flopping, but you just kind of dink, and hopefully you want to do it. Fish that small don't feel pain. That's why they're okay with the hook. They just don't feel pain. It's a fact.
Really?
Yeah, they don't feel pain. So yeah, you hit its head until it's dead. But there's this one fish that just wouldn't die, and I had to hit it 14 times. And then once I put it in the bucket of water, it just kept on bleeding, and the whole bucket just filled
was red.
Yeah, it was red, just dark red. And I was okay, this is some god fish. I feel really bad because I feel it's meant to live, but I just went against God's will.
It was the chosen one, Ben.
It was the chosen one, but I just literally beat the blood out of it. So this thing bled for a good 2 hours, and this is a fish, it's a small trout, and this thing bled for 2 hours.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
that's
really sad.
Deadly.
I know. And the second time, I guess the second story of that was at Banfield at a school trip, and we caught this I caught this.
You caught in your boat.
Yeah, in my boat, I caught this massive fish.
We didn't catch any from our boat, our group. Okay. We didn't catch any.
Yeah.
We caught stuff, but we didn't bring it back because they were too small.
I think what was it? I can't remember what kind of fish, but it was put up quite a good fight. I had to it took about 10 minutes to reel this thing in.
Mm-hmm.
And it was massive. And so what we did when we got it, obviously, is we had to take out this knife, and I had literally I just slit its throat. Just slit it to the point so it couldn't breathe, you know what I mean? So
my God.
There's blood gushing and no one would do it. Everyone was supposed to, no, I can't do it. I'm gonna fucking do it.
But didn't you throw up on the boat?
I didn't throw up. I got really nauseous, and I fell asleep in the middle of the deck.
Oh.
No, I fell asleep because I took too much gravel, and I just knocked myself out.
Yeah, me too. I took half a gravel.
I took
kid's gravel,
two.
The cherry flavored tiny
God.
things that are chewable.
At first, I had
kids.
the ginger gravel, and I spat that. That was disgusting.
Oh. But yeah, that's bad flavor. Gotta get the grape or cherry.
Okay, but anyways, get back to the topic.
Yeah.
So pretty much I'm a fish murderer. I'm a Jimmy murderer.
Yeah, Ben's a little Jimmy murderer.
I'm a Jimmy murderer.
He slits fish's throats.
Do fishes have throats?
Well, something's got to travel from... Isn't there one whole intestine that goes... Well, us too, but isn't there one whole intestine that goes from their throat to their butthole, and that's it just goes... and it just is out?
I don't know, and I kind of don't want to know.
Yeah, I kind of don't want to know either.
But yeah, that was my thing. And I mean, I guess now that I think of it, where I stand is I'm kind of guilty of murdering Jimmys.
But not Timmy's.
But not Timmy's.
Right. And you don't go out of your way to eat fish.
Yeah, right? I don't go out of my way to eat fish. So it's not like I enjoyed it. It was kind of fun. But it wasn't like something I'd go out of my way to do.
Right.
But yeah.
And I'm a vegetarian.
And I mean, I ate the fish after as well.
Raw?
No, not raw.
Oh my god.
But like, I guess I'm kind of like your friend with fish, but I don't grow them in my backyard.
Well, yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. We're not done yet. We have one more little section, but this was Where Do You Stand with Ben and Claire. Welcome to Comment Corner. We have some questions from our Twitter. Follow us on our Twitter. IB_podcast stands for Idiot and Abroad, not International Baccalaureate. If you watched our intro to the podcast, you would have already known. Yeah, so I asked some questions on there. We asked some questions on there. We said, ask us some questions.
I guess we asked, ask us about what do you guys have in mind about diets or healthy living, and if you have any questions, just go ahead, tweet us. Yeah, and just ask us, and we'll answer your questions.
Yeah. The first one.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. At @pony_talk says, what would you consider a good snack?
Okay, so for me, like I was saying when I would try to like eat healthier.
NatureBox, please sponsor.
Rather than going straight for the cupboard to get some chips or grab some pop or something like that, just kind of think like, okay, well, like, yeah, I have a taste for this, but like, what is a healthy alternative? So like, maybe rather than grab the chips, grab a cucumber and slice it up, or grab some mini carrots.
Put some salt on a cucumber. It's pretty good, actually.
Maybe okay, that's kind of weird.
No, it's pretty good.
You know, really
just don't put that much.
Or
just
like,
put
maybe even to the extent of like making your own guacamole, having some crackers with that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
or your own protein dip with like beans and like garlic and avocado and stuff.
It's like you got to use your imagination when it comes to like thinking about an alternative snack, because it's so easy to just open the cupboard and open a bag of chips.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the danger of it.
Just go for an apple.
Yeah,
or
go for something
that's even sweet. If you're craving something sweet, that's like always a good substitute. If you're like find yourself having too much dessert like during the day, that happens to like a lot of people. Instead of like doing that, just have some fruit, because it gets the same
I know
taste,
for a fact that berries, any sort of berries, are really, really, really good for you. Like they'll like totally help you with your sweet tooth. And
and they're tasty.
Yeah, and they're tasty, they're healthy, they're good for you, and they're also good for your digestive system and all that.
At Sharp Shadow XII says, best spicy snack?
Best spicy snack. That's actually a bit difficult with that one, because it's so easy. Like with the snacks, it's like, because it's kind of a salty kind of taste, I guess, it's easy to like just open like, I want those flaming hot Cheetos. Like
flaming Doritos.
Yeah.
What about like you could have spiced some sort of nuts.
Yeah,
spiced nuts.
There's spiced nuts.
Again, sorry, but NatureBox is a really good option for that. You can go on their website, search up NatureBox, and you'll find it. They have all that like sweet stuff there.
And also you can also look at like, okay, well, like something spicy but something healthy. What about peppers? You know, like spicy peppers. I love spice. But you know, there's a real difference of kind of like that artificial, like, you know, ramen noodle spice.
Again, though, with the guacamole thing, if we're like kind of on that, you could have
guacamole
or salsa.
Add some salsa. Add some jalapenos. Any of that stuff. Like,
what'd you say?
Jalapenos.
Sounds like Filipinos.
Filipinos.
Have some Filipinos in your salsa.
Have some jalapenos, and just like like add that spice. Like find something natural. Even like chili flakes if you're having something. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to add that. I guess go for those like powdered snacks and stuff like that. Yeah. Like even like dried chili flakes or like paprika or something like that. That just adds kind of this natural spice.
What would you say is at nearly tolerable says, what would you say is a good healthy breakfast?
Okay, so I think that breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
It is.
And I'm guilty of sometimes skipping it because I like to sleep in. I have to get up early in the morning.
Me too. Yeah, but I have to put on makeup.
I know, I have to...
Starting 3 days ago that I've decided now.
I have to drive...
True, you have a very long way to drive.
A decent way, like 20 minutes. For breakfast... You want to get that protein, like...
Yeah, man. From the tip of the day, exactly, I said earlier.
Like, have an egg. Stay away from bacon, because bacon is extremely oily, fatty. You don't want, like,
yeah,
that
that's
kind
good,
of protein.
like, once in a while.
Yeah, exactly. Once in a while, treat yourself with that. But, like, have an egg. Even, like, leftover steak. I've been told from people, like, if you have steak the next morning... Like, cut maybe half a slice of steak and heat that up. Just nuke it in the microwave. Heat it up, eat it, have some fruit, have whatever. Also, milk is very good in the morning because you're getting that extra calcium. Also, carbs can be good in the morning because carbs give you lots of energy. And when you're getting those carbs from the energy of the day, it's going to last longer. And
spaghetti.
Yeah, and I maybe not have like spaghetti for breakfast. Don't do like the elf with spaghetti and syrup and M&Ms. But like, have some healthy cereal. Don't go for the cinnamon crunch toast or like the Lucky Charms.
Yeah, go for like the flax.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff for like the great.
And then if it's not sweet enough for you, put some blueberries on there, and you get a bunch of great vitamins. In your bod.
What I like to do is like you get your flax, I guess like organic oat mix or trail
granola.
Mix. Yeah, granola like that, like healthy granola, stuff like that.
Own too with the kids. What a fun activity if you have kids.
I know, like you just take a little cup of yogurt. Put that in, put the trail mix on, or the oats or whatever. Put some blueberries, put some strawberries. There you go. Like that's man. You got it's like perfect. It's actually really good.
At Philip Corlett says, "Hey guys, love the podcast." Or the poo-cast, he misspelled. I'm pretty sure that's on purpose though. I'm a bit tubby myself. What kind of Doritos will help me get a thin bod? Well, like we were talking about earlier, don't reach for the Doritos.
No, I would say Cool Ranch Doritos.
Yeah, if you're gonna pick anyone, I would actually say Flamin' Hot Doritos.
No, it's only Flaming Hot Cheetos.
I'm sorry, I don't know anything about junk food. I'm so
I only know those two things: original Doritos, Cool Ranch, and Flaming Hot Cheetos. That's all I know.
Yeah, apparently Cool Ranch is real gross.
Is it actually?
If I remember correctly from my childhood when I had them,
I've never had them.
They were delicious. I don't know what they're talking about. But just, it's I know this is kind of like a joke question, but Doritos are just filled with so many chemicals and colors.
If anything, here we go. If anything, just get regular plain corn chips.
Yeah, tortilla chips made from something locally.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that much salt.
Not even locally, because you can get like whatever. Wherever. But something that just you can look at the ingredients and then you don't have to say, how do you pronounce that? You know what I mean? Like, if you can't pronounce that, then it's not
you shouldn't be putting it in your body.
Yeah, exactly. And like odds are you don't know what it is. So like if you just get some plain tortilla corn chips or whatever, you're good to go. But yeah. Screw Doritos.
Yeah, screw Doritos. If you want a thin bod, don't have Doritos at all. That's
those
my
MLG
advice.
Memes out of here.
Well, yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening to our first episode of our podcast. Please can we have a round of applause for everybody at home?
There we go.
We did it. It happened. More are coming. We promise. Next week's episode is going to be about dating. So that's going to be fun because we got some juicy, great stories. And
I don't want your cooties. Get away from me.
I say that all the time. Please stop, Claire. My stomach just made a really weird sound, and I felt like that was audible, so I just thought I should say that, as in it wasn't like a fart or anything. But if you couldn't hear it, then never mind.
Well, that's good information to know.
It's good to know.
Anyways, so that's what we have planned for next episode. Thank you for listening. This is Ben and Claire on Idiots Abroad. Oh, we need to work on that. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that. Once again, I'm the idiot,
and I'm the broad,
and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.